Defenders can legally block or steal the ball. The defending team's goal is to prevent the offensive teams from scoring by either stealing the ball, blocking the ball from entering the basket, using defensive tactics to prevent an offensive player from shooting and scoring. Next is defenders must leave the paint after the 3 seconds. The area directly in front of the basket is sometimes referred to as the paint or inside the K. Offensive players may not camp out in this area waiting for the ball or offensive rebound. Next is each team is allotted a certain number of fouls. The NBA allows each team to a total of 5 fouls per quarter. Once a team surpasses allotment, they go into the bonus, which means the official will award the opposing team with free throws for every additional foul that players commit. Next is the illegal assault in a foul. When a basketball player commits illegal physical contact against an opposing player, the referees will call a personal foul. Next is illegal contact result in a personal foul. A personal foul is an infraction that violates the rules of the game. Players can incur personal fouls by pushing, blocking, or striking another player in the act of shooting. Contact results in a flagrant foul. Flagrant foul refers to a personal foul that can potentially injure the opponent. This foul can carry heavy penalties such as fines, immediate ejection, and even suspension. Charge and illegal screens result in an offensive foul. An offensive foul is a personal foul that offensive players commit when their team possesses the ball. The two most common offensive fouls are charging and illegal ball screening. Next is certain rule violation results in a technical foul. A technical foul is a penalty for violating the game's administrative rules. Officials commonly assess technical fouls for fighting and verbal abuse, often assisting coach with this penalty if they are too aggressive when disputing a call. Technical fouls result in a free throw and charge of position. If a player or coach receives 2 technical fouls in the same game, the referee will eject them. Players with a long history of technical fouls risk suspension from the regular season and even playoffs games. That's all, thank you.
So let us proceed to the violations in basketball. First, walking or traveling. Taking more than a step and a half without dribbling the ball is traveling. Carrying or palming. When a player dribbles the ball with his hand too far to the side or sometimes even under the ball, it is automatically called carrying or palming. Double dribble. Dribbling the ball with both hands on the ball at the same time or picking up the dribble and then dribbling again is a double dribble. Held ball. It happens when the offense holds the ball without doing anything for 5 seconds. Goaltending. Interfering with a shot when it is on a downward arc into the basket is goaltending. Backcourt violation. Once the offense has brought the ball across the midcourt line, they cannot go back across the line during possession. If they do, the ball is awarded to the other team to pass inbounds. Time restrictions. A player passing the ball inbounds has 5 seconds to pass the ball. If he does not, then the ball is awarded to the other team. So let us proceed to player positions. First, we have center. Centers are generally your tallest players. They generally are positioned near the basket. Second, we have forward. A forward may be called upon to play under the hoop. They may also be required to operate in the wings and corner areas. Third, we have guard. It is their job to bring the ball down the court and set up offensive plays.
Now let's talk about fouls. So personal fouls include any type of illegal physical contact. Those are hitting, pushing, slapping, and holding. So when we say illegal pick or illegal screen, when an offensive player is moving, when an offensive player sticks out a limb and makes physical contact with the defender in an attempt to block the path of the defender. So personal foul penalties. If a player is shooting while being fouled, then he gets 2 free throws if his shot doesn't go in, only 1 free throw if his shot does go in. So 3 free throws are awarded if the player is fouled while shooting for a 3-point goal and they miss their shot. If a player is fouled while shooting a 3-point shot and makes it anyway, he is awarded 1 free throw. Thus, he could score 4 points on the play. So it bounce. If fouled while not shooting, the ball is given to the team the foul was committed upon. So they get the ball all the nearest side or baseline, out of bounds, and have 5 seconds to pass the ball onto the court. So 1-and-1, if the team committed the foul with 7 or more fouls in the game, then the player who was fouled is awarded 1 free throw. If he makes his first shot, then he is awarded another free throw. Then it is 10 or more fouls. If the team committing the foul has 10 or more fouls, then the fouled player receives 2 free throws. Charging, it is an offensive foul that is committed when a player pushes or runs over a defensive player. The ball is given to the team that the foul was committed upon. And now for blocking, it is illegal personal contact resulting from a defender not establishing position in time to prevent an opponent's drive to the basket. Flagrant foul, violent contact with an opponent. And then it is also intentional foul. It is called intentional foul when a player makes a physical contact with another player with no reasonable effort to steal the ball. And then it is a technical foul if a player or a coach can commit this type of foul. It does not involve player contact or the ball, but is instead about the manners of the game. So foul language, obscenity, obscene gesture, and even arguing can be considered a technical foul. So that was all, and my fellow reporters will continue the report.
The basic skills in basketball. First is dribbling. Dribbling is an important skill for all basketball players. This skill will allow you to move up and down the court, maneuver past defenders, and execute plays. Ball handling skills are knowledge on how to spread your fingers for ball control and requires for proper dribbling. It is also advantageous if you can dribble with both hands equally well. Shooting. In order to score points in basketball, you need to shoot the ball into the hoop. This requires the ability to proper hold and throw the ball into the air towards the basket while avoiding defenders. A proper shoot requires the precise aiming, arm extension, and lift from the legs. Running. Running is a big part of basketball. In a full court game, you will find yourself running back and forth as the game quickly transitions between offense and defense. Running helps you to avoid defender and get the hoop faster when you have the ball. On defense, you will frequently have to chase down your opponent, especially during rapid breakouts. Jumping. Jumping is another skill that defines how good a basketball player is. Jumping involves the offense during the jump ball in the beginning, while taking shots, and sometimes when trying to catch a pass. When trying to block a shot or pass on defense, you will need to be able to jump. It is also crucial to be able to outjump your opponent for a rebound. Passing. Basketball is a team sport that involves finding a teammate who is open for a shot. The ability to pass the ball to this player can make difference between scoring and not scoring. Great passers are an important part of the basketball team that are often the ones who set up scoring opportunities.
Each type of pass comes with its own variations. There are 4 basic variations. These are the chest pass, bounce pass, overhead pass, and wraparound pass. And also, there are advanced variations, and these are the baseball pass, dribble pass, behind the back pass, and pick and roll pass. So first, let's tackle about the basic passes, the chest pass. The chest pass is named so because the pass originates from the chest. It is thrown by gripping the ball on the sides with the thumbs directly behind the ball. When the pass is thrown, the fingers are rotated behind the ball and the thumbs are thrown around. The resulting follow-through has the back of the hand facing one another with the thumbs straight down. The ball should have a nice backspin. When throwing a chest pass, the players should strive to throw it to the receiver's chest level. Passes that go low or too high are difficult to catch. Next is the bounce pass. The bounce pass is thrown with the same motion, however, it is aimed at the floor. It should be thrown far enough out of the ball bounce waist high to the receiver. Some say try to throw it 3/4 of way to the receiver, and that may a good reference point to start. But each player has to experiment how far to throw it so it bounces to the receiver properly. Putting a proper consistent backspin on the pass will make the distance easier to judge. Overhead pass. The overhead pass is often used as an outlet pass. Bring the ball directly above your forehead with both hands on the side of the ball and follow through. Aim for the teammate chin. Some coaches advise not to bring the ball behind your head because it can get stolen and take a split second longer to throw the pass. And lastly is the wrap around pass. Step around the defense with non-pivot foot. Pass the ball with one hand. It can be used as an air or bounce pass. We'll often see the wrap around air pass on the perimeter and wrap around bounce pass to make an entry into the post. And now let's tackle the advanced passes. The first is the baseball pass. A baseball pass is one-handed pass that uses the same motion as a baseball throw. It is often to make longer passes. Be careful with your young kids. You don't want them to throw their arms out. Then the dribble pass. The dribble pass is used to quickly pass the ball with one hand of the dribble. This is an air or bounce pass. The most common player to do this is Steve Nash, the coach of Brooklyn Nets as of today. The behind the back pass. A behind the back pass is when you wrap the ball around your back to throw the ball. It is used to avoid the defender when making a pass across in front of you would be risky. It can also be used to throw the ball to a player trailing on the fast break. It would not recommend to use this pass during the game until heavily practiced. And the last one is the pick and roll pass. This is a pass that is used when the defender double team or switch on the pick and roll. If dribbling to the right, your left side facing the target, and you bring up the ball from your right side to throw the ball overhead to the screener who has either rolled to the basket or popped to the perimeter. The pass is used to shield the ball from the defender and many times is thrown in hook shot fashion. Advanced player can do this while slightly fading away from the defender.